Hi guys, welcome back to LPB Racing for the Porsche series on Project Cars 2. This is round 5, race 2 here from Rouen Essarts in the Porsche 911 Carerra RSR. Let's take you through the grid for this second race then, and as you can see it's nice and dry, good conditions here at Rouen Essarts, and let's take you through the grid. So Stevie is on pole with video alongside, then it's TY in third, Bidster is in fourth, Bradders is in fifth, Pash is sixth. Then we've got Blakeney in 7th, Neil in 8th, NRP 9th, and Cyrex rounds off the 10 at the back of the grid. So let's get ready for the off then here at Rouen Essarts. Ready for the off. And away, Bradders gets a good start, but he can't go nowhere because it's so narrow here at Rouen Essarts. And we are off. We've got 2 wide, almost 3 wide through the first kink. Stevie in the lead, TY and Video alongside each other. Down the hill. Towards the left-hander at the bottom, all the cars piling into one. Here we go. Bidster around the outside of TY. And Video's off the road. Video's off the road ahead. We've got TY going through there. That's all the way. Video rejoins at the back, which is good. That's fine as we go down towards the hairpin then. All together as one. Oh, it's got a car off in the background. There's that NRP off in the background, I think it is. As we go into the hairpin. Watching Pash on the way in, the flame-coloured Porsche there as we got we got Stevie and TY off the road. Stevie and TY are off in the background. They're trying to fight to rejoin onto the track. And TY's eating a hill, and Stevie's causing bales to go all over the place. It's all happening here as we go further ahead. Blakeney's in third, Bradders in fourth, Neil fifth, Cyrex sixth, Bidster in the lead by 4 seconds now. So it's all changed after those first few corners as Bradders has lost it in the background. Bradders loses it and cars go in the air. Cyrex can't avoid him, I don't think, and Bradders gets going again, but incredible first lap here. It's all happening at once. Video and NRP alongside each other, NRP on the grass. Meanwhile, Bids is in the lead and just forgetting about all this. He's just way ahead. And we've got his teammate Pash in second. So Team Donington 1-2 here at Rouen Essarts on the first lap. Blakeney in third. So Blakeney in third position for Team Silverstone. His teammate NRP down in 9th. We've got Stevie and Neil side by side, and Neil, Stevie loses it onto the curb and has a moment at 140 plus miles an hour, and Stevie just holds onto the car. Incredible car control there by Stevie, and well, a bit of luck as well because he did bounce off the wall pretty hard, but we're all good, we're all through the corner, and after the first lap the car looks like it belongs in a scrapyard as Neil loses the back of the car and Stevie goes through, possibly Cyrex as well. Cyrex goes through as Bidster comes across the line to end the first lap. We'll look back now in some replays at all that action for you. Okay, here's a look on board with NRP. So on the first lap, going down here, see Video's off the track there. We saw 2 grey cars at the back. Video rejoins and he's trying to rejoin, he's trying to keep control of the car and just runs out of space, and NRP unfortunately at the wrong place at the wrong time, and nothing that Video could do about that, but he sportsmanly stops because he feels like he's impeded another car when actually Video didn't have control of the car in the first place. Okay, here's a replay of the first lap incidents then. So Stevie then onto the brakes and just loses control, just brakes way too late into the hairpin. Then TY decides to join him, but we'll just see how he ended up there in the first place. So Stevie reverses and almost hits Cyrex, but luckily gets away with it and then just rearranges a few hay bales as he does so. And now here's a look at how TY lost it. So braking into the corners, brakes too late. Bidster's gone off as well and just brakes way too late, and Bidster takes the lead. And now here's a look on board with Bradders at the incident, so we can see down here, Stevie's going to go off, then we've got Bidster losing control there, then TY brakes him, there's a bit of contact, but TY still brakes too late and goes off, and Bidster takes the lead with Bradders in, well, he would be second, but then there was a bit of contact, but then he remains second. Okay, and here's a last replay on this, and this was something a bit strange. So Bradders comes through the hairpin, and he ends up getting a penalty for overtaking someone or whatever, but he gets a penalty, so he decides to brake right on the racing line. Pash goes into him, Neil goes into him, and Blake and everyone else gets caught up, and it was stupid by Bradders there. He should not have braked right on the apex of a corner. He should wait and let people know over the mic, and then actually pull over to the side and let people go if that's the case. But then this happens, he loses control, and Cyrex ends up being an innocent party, but Bradders could have avoided all that to start with if he'd have just kept going a bit longer and then let people go through with whatever penalty he had. That was dangerous driving there by Bradders. So as we come back from that mammoth of replays, we come back to Essarts in front of Neil Farmack in 5th place and Neil Farmack in 6th. As we go across the line, they're ending their first lap just now. As we go down towards the first, well, down through the first corner already. Essarts very sideways through that first corner, almost losing the back of the car. He's now catching up towards Stevie in the red. There we are, Essarts in the red car. He's now back as an independent, so he was helping out the other team. He was helping out Team Neil Tick in Neil's absence, but now he's back as an independent. So that team got renamed to Team Neil Team Neil Rex or Neil Tyrex, whatever it's called. So yes, very, very long, complicated name now. As we go up the hill, Stevie's starting to catch Blake and also Pash as well. Pash starting to get absorbed by the pack also. So it's all looking like it's going to close up here. Let's have a look further back. We've got TY further back. There he is. He's the white car behind the grey one of Video. So Video ahead. There's TY. Then we've got NRP and Bradders near the back. So they've had a miserable few laps. So hopefully their races will pick up. But meanwhile, Stevie with catching up to Blake now. Blake going backwards into the hands of Stevie. And onto the straight we go. Stevie gets a good run here. Down the straight towards the fast right-hander where we saw Stevie have a moment with Neil. He caught the curb on the inside. These curbs are raised because remember it's an old school circuit, it's an older circuit, so the curbs are the curbs that would be there in real life. So you go on them and you're going to end up on two wheels or having a massive accident. Down the straight, he's alongside Blake, he's pulled alongside, battle on the brakes now. Down towards the 90-degree right-hander, both on the brakes simultaneously, but Stevie just slightly ahead and gets the place. So Blakeney is now back down into 4th. Stevie takes 3rd, and Essarts will now be looking to try and take advantage of Blake, but looks like Blake's hanging on to the back of Stevie while he can, as they draft each other down the straight across the start-finish line to start lap 3. The end of lap 2, on to lap 3 now. Blake in the draft, he's not going to close up much here, and he doesn't want any turbulent air going through turn 1, because that'll not help your situation. As you go, oh, Stevie on the grass. And he's lost it! Stevie's lost it! Bang into the hill, and now comes back across, and oh, Neil has nowhere to go. Neil gets involved in yet another person's accident. So not really anyone's fault there, because Stevie didn't really have full control of the car as he were coming back on, and Neil can't exactly just instantly stop. But Stevie does the honourable thing and lets Neil go. So Neil Farmack he's heading to 5th, but not for long if he keeps on twitching like that. Stevie looks for a way through. Neil Farmack shuts the door. No, you don't. Into the left-hander, brake while turning, and then into the hairpin. Neil Farmack in 5th. Stevie in 6th. TY now 7th. So Neil and TY, remember, are teammates. And they've now got Stevie in a sandwich. They've got him in a Neil Tyrex sandwich. It's a very big mouthful, that. Now, these names get a bit ridiculous, but still. Neil Farmack is now under attack from Stevie. Oh, on the curb! On the curb goes Neil Farmack and almost wipes out Stevie. These curbs are deadly here at Rouen SR. You catch them, you spin round, and you take usually half the pack with you, as we've seen for more or less all these races, especially in the wet. As we go onto the straight, bit of a twitch there for Stevie, but he's okay. Oh, did TY lose it in the background? Yes, he did. TY lost it in the background. He's still on the grass. He can't get control of the car back. He's bouncing from curb to curb, he's playing pinball, but Video gets the position. And further ahead, Neil Farmack now trying to attack Stevie on the straight, trying to use all the draft he can, but looks like he had to lift a little bit through there, and Stevie gains the advantage back. Meanwhile, Essarts and Blake are close, and Essarts is now ahead of Blake into 3rd place, and Blake down to 4th. Stevie is now into the corner, the same corner we've just seen Blake and Essarts go out of, and onto the straight. And Neil Farmack being left behind there. Stevie starting to get into a rhythm now. And the man that's definitely in a rhythm is the man out front, Bidster, just nicely out front, just 6 seconds ahead of the pack, and just doing what he can do, and just driving very consistently. No one around him, no need to push too hard, just bring the car home and just nice and steady. But again, you never know. We're only on lap 4 out of 7, so there's plenty of time to make mistakes here for Bidster, but doesn't look like he's going to show any. He almost did there, went in a bit hot, but gathers the car up as we watch Pash go through the same section of corners. So Team Donington in the lead, then Pash a lot smoother through there than Bidster. So take note, Bids, that's how it's done. As Stevie goes down the hill with Neil Farmack and Video in tow, still all together. There's Neil Farmack. Down to the hairpin. Brakes on into the hairpin. Nicely done there. As Stevie a bit slow out, but bit of a twitch for Neil also. Video the best round there of all three of them, and Video closes up on Neil out the corner slightly. Not close enough to have an attack, but still the pressure's on because Neil looks in the mirror and all he sees is a grey Porsche coming up behind him. Oh, as he goes onto the ground, speaking of pressure, I'm right. He's lost it, he's made a mistake, he's onto the grass, he's trying to pick which side of the banking he wants to go on. TY is on the grass, and if he overtakes him here, that'll not be very sporting, but no, TY backs off, so TY makes a mistake as well. So both the team, Neil Cyrex, whatever bloody the hell the name is, they are still in 7th and 8th, but not looking like they're going to make any forward progress in this race as it looks for now. So we'll have to wait and see how that pans out. Oh, Stevie's rolled! I thought I heard something going on. Stevie's rolled the car. How has he ended up there? How can you possibly roll the car in a straight line? As he backs across the track, oh, careful. Oh, and almost hits NRP as he rejoins. Very dangerous there from Stevie. He should have waited for NRP to go past before moving. But very dangerous there, and Stevie rejoins. But let's get a replay on how that happened in the first place. Okay, now here's the replay on the Stevie 101 of how to block a straight. Here we go, he catches the curb, loses control of the car, bang! Into the wall, flips on his roof, and then manages to block the road. Video goes through, and then Neil and TY go through, then he reverses across the tracks. He sees a bit of a gap, but then he should have waited there until NRP comes past, because that is close. NRP will have soiled himself there. As we come back from that, it is Neil Farmack and TY, the two teammates, still battling it out. And TY now goes around the outside of Neil Farmack after making a mistake and takes the position. Neil folds in behind his teammate. So into the last corner, the kink. Neil Farmack not getting on with this car very well. The next race, we are in the next car that we're going to be in, which is going to be the Porsche 908/03 Spider, which is a prototype car. It's a B-class prototype, so sort of like a old school LMP2, if you will. As TY slides off and Neil follows him, that just shows you don't follow your teammate, because they might not even know where they're going. So but TY, some extreme off-roading there and a good hold, and same for Neil as well. But yep, don't follow your teammate, Neil. He's lost too. As we go over the curb, and TY's lost it again. That time Neil does not follow him, and TY goes down to 7th place. So TY not having a good couple of corners there. Quite close to disaster both times, and both times not quite ending in disaster, but it's about as close to it as you want to get. As NRP goes into the hairpin. NRP not seeing much of him in this race. He's still batting on with it as he goes into the hairpin and out of it. Stevie behind him, and Bradders at the back not really enjoying these cars, so hopefully better luck next time in the faster car. We'll see what he's like in that one. Up front on lap 5, we've got Bidster in the lead, still 7.5 seconds ahead of Cyrex in second now. He's ahead of Pash, so Cyrex is the man on the move. 209.1 last time round for Cyrex, and Bidster's in the 210.4s. So really big difference there for Cyrex. He's really got his move on here, and Bidster's going to have to respond if he doesn't want that gap to start shrinking. So we'll have to see how this pans out, but Pash now just trying his best to stick with Cyrex. He's had a good race, Pash, so far, and he wants to try and keep on the podium if he can. Let's have a little look further back. We've got Stevie is past NRP now. Stevie's back up into 8th place, and he's got TY in his sights. So TY is the next on Stevie's hit list of redemption. Video in 5th place, he's on his own. Neil is in 6th, and Stevie, he's only a few corners back. He's not too far back, so he might have spun quite a lot, but he didn't lose too much time as you go down to the 90-degree right-hander at the end of the straight. Into the corner and out. Obviously it goes onto the cobbles and then it goes onto the tarmac, so surface change mid-corner as well, which is a bit harder to deal with. But again, all the drivers coping with it rather well. It's just this first half of the circuit that's catching out most of the people. So we go down to over the start-finish line. We've still got Cyrex way ahead of... Oh, Cyrex is making a mistake into the braking zone, but gets away with it. Pash still looming in the background, so Cyrex can't afford too many mistakes. to Neil Farmack. He's in 6th place, down to the hairpin as well. Or still going down the hill, sorry. Just a similar camera angle to the other corner as TY again going onto the grass. So TY really thinking he's a lawnmower here. So obviously he's got a bit of damage to the front of the car. The front of the it would be the bonnet, but it's actually the boot in these cars because the engine's at the back. But the boot lid's open, looks like he's ready to suck in some grass, and he looks like he's doing. Oh, he's lost it! Slides around the hairpin and loses the back of the car into the half tyres that are stood up and moves a few out of the way, and he's going to get lodged under the car if he's not careful. But luckily it's a game and it flies off. So TY makes a mistake. Too hard into the corner, back end goes round, clouts the wall, and then does a few donuts and gets going again. So TY back into 9th place now. NRP is actually not too far off Stevie here, so NRP getting the hang of the car and looking good for some pace. Well, looking good for some pace here, just a tiny bit wide there, but again, no harm, no foul. Meanwhile, up front, Bidster's on his penultimate lap of the race, and Cyrex has closed down the gap by a good second, but I don't think that's going to be enough. He needs to do a lot more than that. Bidster just needs to keep it consistent now to keep this win. So he's about to start his last lap now. So Bidster starting his last lap of the race as he comes to the line, approaching 140 mile an hour, 150 mile an hour in this car towards the first corner. Nicely round there for Bidster. Cyrex across the line onto lap 7 as well. He goes through the first corner as well, and a lot more sideways than Bidster was. Really pushing through there. Pash a lot more cleaner through there than both of them. Blakeney onto his last lap now as well. Video behind his teammate, Team Silverstone, in 4th and 5th places. A good job for them so far. Neil Farmack is 6th for Team Neil, whatever the bloody name is, Rex, whatever. But Neil in 6th, Stevie 7th, NRP 8th, TY in 9th, and Brad is in 10th, actually running on to the last lap of the race. So one lap to decide the fate of this race, and it all comes down to this. Through the first corner, Neil just tapping the curb there, and he's lost it. Signpost goes in the air, and he's just held onto it, goes onto the other curb, loses it again, and this is a 140 mile an hour bobsleigh course, and Neil Farmack loses it. Stevie goes through now, he's got to, he's reset the car. NRP is going to come through here as well, and TY goes through, and Neil gets going, but this resetting of the car business is getting a bit dangerous. So, no harm, no foul, but still, it's very dangerous. And Neil Farmack, he's going to watch his lines there, because NRP could have gone through there, but into the hairpin we go. Oh, Neil's lost it again. He's having a really bad few corners here. He's completely lost the plot, and Neil Farmack hits the wall again, and well, we'll have to see if he hits another wall on this last lap, but we'll have to see. But Bidster coming up towards the second to last corner, down to the 90-degree corner, which has the little change in surface. You see here, it's on tarmac. Then we go on to the cobbles as we go into the apex. Understeers the car wide, but Bidster gets it hooked up and into the corner with ease. And now down to the last corner we go. Last corner for Bidster to take victory here at the second race at Rouen Essarts. Bidster is going to take victory here for the 20 points on offer. Here we go, flashing his lights across the line. Bidster wins the race 2 here in the Porsche Series at round 5. Well done to Bidster. Cyrex is going to be a good second. He'll be happy with that from the back of the grid. It's second for Cyrex. Pash is going to be home in 3rd, and it's going to be a 1-3 for Team Donington. Good showing here by the team, and Pash comes home in 3rd place. Good position for him. Then we've got Blakeney. He's going to come across the line in 4th. Just a quick look back to TY and NRP having a little battle on the last lap. NRP not able to make his way past, but Blakeney across the line in 4th. 4th place for him. 5th place for Video, so 4th, 5th for Team Silverstone. And then it is Stevie in 6th place. Good job for him. Decent recovery after a few incidents. So it's Stevie in 6th. Then we've got TY and NRP coming up to the line. TY is going to take NRP for 7th. NRP in 8th. Neil Farmack is going to be in 9th. And Bradders is on his last lap, but he's only halfway around. And he will finish in 10th. So we'll just get those results confirmed for you now, guys. Okay guys, here's the results from that then. So Bidster takes victory in that race. Well done to Bidster. It's Cyrex in 2nd place. Then it's 3rd for Pash. 4th goes the way of Blakeney. Video a good 5th place. 6th for Stevie. 7th is TY. NRP in 8th. Neil Farmack is in 9th. And Bradders rounds off the 10. So as we come back from that then, there is your winner, Bidster. We'll just get hold of the car in the shot. There's your winner, Bidster, in the Porsche 911 Carrera. Well done to him. And we will see you guys next time for race 3 here at Rouen SR, which will be in that LMP2 prototype, sort of a retro kind. So we'll see you for that one, guys. Take care.